We have a Wonder Woman new movie being developed.
Yeah.
Who do you think could be the new Wonder Woman?
Adria Arjona.
Yes, that is my pick. Yeah.
She's so good.
She is brilliant. Like, she is such a brilliant actress.
Andor showed her acting chops even more than everything else already has. She was already good at everything. But I worked there in the Morbius press tour, and I saw how much she cares about fandom, and that was for Morbius. Say what you will about Morbius. Sony toured that movie, and those actors went and played. She talked to everyone. She took her time. She really cared about the fandom. She's also someone who like interacts with fans, which I think is really beautiful, and I think you need that if you're going to play a character like Wonder Woman. She inspires little girls and little boys and grown girls and grown boys. Like, you need someone that's going to connect to people and not be at a con like, or like at a red carpet like, I'm not going to talk to you. I think it just happens to be a benefit, the Momoa of it all, but like, I think she's great.
I don't know how to say this. I'm going to try and fail. Let's go for that. Is that she's really good at not pissing people off. Like, she can play the way how there's like some actors, I'm like, they're willing to play men, and she's willing to play women and strong women without like taking down men, you know? Like,
yeah, there was no woke.
That's part of the conversation, I think, with Andor, when it came to there was a big, controversial debate about the assault moment in there, and I thought the way she handled it was so wonderfully done. I was like, damn, that's how you do it. That's how you nail it.
And I bought it. Yeah.
And you're right. The way she interacts with fans, I think, is really great. John and I did, before Andor came out, we did some Zoom interviews. And I forget how most of my interviews in person and Zoom have gone down, but I really remember the time with her because she was taking all this extra time with us and asking in detail. The interviewer had to cut her off because she was having such a good time talking.
Yeah.
And she made, as an interviewee, as the interviewer, made us feel very special.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why don't she do that with like people then?
She's also very committed to that moment of feeling special and keeping it like it's not an act. I was at the Twisters premiere and she was there to support Glenn. And while I was there, I was waiting on the side and she came over and said hi to me and talked about something we had talked about at Morbius, and that had been like a year. Yeah. So like, it's not special just to you and she's like, I'm doing a thing being charming. She's actually invested, because I wouldn't have remembered that.
And I think she knows how to deal with serious subject matter in a way that feels genuine and not that she's reiterating talking points. And that is kind of hard to find when actors, the more they grow, become so PR trained, or they're so self-conscious about what are they going to say that's going to get them in trouble? And it's so hard to navigate. I feel sorry for actors in that regard, because it's so difficult to navigate. Because it's one thing when Tom Cruise is asked about a tariff situation, he's like, let's just focus on the movie. And everyone's like, praise God for Tom Cruise. Like, that's an easy one. But when you do a movie or a show where it's part of the subject in that piece of art they are promoting, they have to be able to talk about it in some way. And she's really good at navigating that. So I feel like she's able to portray femininity. She's able to portray strength. I think she's super bad at, oh my God, her fucking role in that director you love, Richard Linklater. What's that movie? Hitman.
That's why she was at Twisters for Glenn. Yeah,
so good.
She's so captivating.
She was amazing in that movie.
And she also, and Wonder Woman needs all of that because it is inherently going to deal with subject matter that's going to piss off some people. So you need an actress.
That's my point.
I'm agreeing with you, and I was just going to elaborate that it's an island of women without men, and it's discovering the world of men. So a lot of men get very uncomfortable about that concept, like just in general. And it's also a character that's evolved over almost 100 years, because it was written like S&M light. Like, she gets tied up and bound, and that's tied into some of her powers. Like, she's outgrown her origins. It's not.
That sounds like my Wonder Woman.
If you look into the origin of Wonder Woman,
wow.
The character's grown, I'll tell you that much. If you look into the origin of Wonder Woman,
I think it's gone backwards.
Yeah, way to regress into having your own ideas, woman in the kitchen.
Can we get that spandex even further into the cheeks, please?
Go back to the island of women.
That swoop cut's not low enough.
But yeah, I think it's a character where you need to have those conversations, or regresses back to a woman in tights with a bondage.
I just really feel Steve Trevor should have his Don Juan DeMarcos movie. He just shows up and he's getting laid left and right.
Tom Selleck as Steve Trevor.
James Gunn's Wonder Woman.
But Adria Arjona would be great.
Yeah, she'd be great in that Wonder Woman movie too.
Both pitches.
All right, that was fun. What do we else we got here?
A head shake from Jasmine off screen.
I defended women. I did my best.
I said you could be in here, Jasmine. You cannot disagree with anything we say. Those are the rules.
Greg has a very strong seen and not heard rule. All right.